A recession could be coming, and a lot of people on the right always say, oh, look at you making these videos. You're just trying to scare people. The sky is falling. These are scare tactic videos. You're being paid by the Democrats. Hey, joke's on you. If you don't want to be prepared, then you're going to miss out, because we all know that recessions can be tremendous wealth builders. This is where generational wealth comes from. So I like to be prepared. This is my original 2008 recession investing wish list. By the way, I have a new policy here, which is if you are not following me and you leave a comment below, I'm not going to respond. It's just one way I set boundaries and prevent people from taking advantage. But on to the point of this video. How do you make your own investing recession wish list? So I'm going to walk you through my thought process on my original wish list all the way back in 2008 when I was like, 23 years old. First one up on the list was Bank of America. I just thought, this seems like one of the largest banks. They'll probably be able to get through this and they'll be fine long term, even if the stock gets hit kind of hard. Next one up on the list, by the way, hold on. Bank of America was $12.45. Today it's $51.28. That's a 300% gain in a long time, but still up 300%. It's 17 years. Up next on the list was Starbucks. Now the thought that I had here was, okay, a recession is coming. People are probably going to start making their coffee at home. They're probably going to stop getting these luxury lattes, which I'm guessing in 2008, a latte was probably like $3 or $4. Now it's like $6 or $7. But my thought process was people are probably going to pull back a little bit, but Starbucks is huge. It's everywhere. They're not going to go bankrupt. They're not going to go out of business. They'll probably be fine. Starbucks was $7.74. Today it is $85.36. That is a 1,002% gain. Up next on the list is Coach, which I can't really do any numbers on because the company got acquired by Stuart Weitzman or something like that many years ago. But it was $14.52, and it was the same kind of feeling that I had. It's a luxury goods product. People are going to stop spending on luxury goods. It's going to fall short term, and then it'll come back. And you can see here that it says then May 2009, so I was doing a little follow-up. Even in that period, just from November 2008 to May 2009, the stock went to $26. That is about a 79% gain in just a year. Up next was the gym that I worked at, front desk, making minimum wage, by the way. I just put it on the list just for fun to track it. Gyms are typically terrible investments, but it was $2 a share. And now they're out of business. Up next on the list was a very interesting one. It was Chipotle. It was $38 per share. $38 per share. Now, recently, Chipotle did a stock split, a humongous stock split. So the stock is now $41.86. So it was 38 here, but that's not fair because the stock had actually gotten, before their stock split, to over $3,000 per share. That is a profit of 794%. And the same reason as Coach and Starbucks, the same reason I put Chipotle on the list was even out back in 2008, $8 for a burrito was a lot of money, and people might have started pulling back. You're noticing a trend here, right? I was looking at stuff like Starbucks, Coach, Chipotle, thinking, people are probably going to stop spending money temporarily. But I think that these companies can weather the storm. Now, back then, Chipotle might have been a little bit more speculative compared to something like Starbucks that was everywhere, but speculative investments are fine. Another bank on the list or financial institution was Goldman Sachs. It was $55 per share in 2008. It was $140 per share in May. So just a year later, it had gone from 55 to 140. Today, Goldman Sachs is $750 per share, or a gain of 1,263%. And again, same thought process as Bank of America. This is a humongous institution. I can't imagine that it will fail. Up next is Home Depot. It was $19 per share. The reason I put Home Depot on the list was because it's one of those kind of all-weather stocks. Like in really strong economies, people are hiring contractors to fix up their bathrooms or their kitchens, and they're getting the stuff from Home Depot. In bad economies, people are fixing up their own things instead of replacing things. So even if they're spending a little bit less money at Home Depot, they're still spending money, right? If their toilet breaks, instead of calling a plumber, they go and they pick up the thing themselves. If they need to make a repair, they go and they pick up the tools themselves. So I viewed it as one of those kind of insulation investments. It'll insulate my portfolio. Now, it was $19 per share. Today, it is $391 per share. That is a gain of 1,957%. Up next on my list was Toyota. It was $59 a share. The reason I put Toyota on my list was because if people are buying cars, they are going to be looking for something that's reliable and that will carry them through decades. It was $59 per share. Today it is $197 per share. That is a gain of 233%. Up next on my list was McDonald's. It was $55 a share in 2008. Today it's $308. The reason I put McDonald's on my list was it's a recession. People are going to be looking for more affordable food. It doesn't matter if it's healthy or not, if it's $1 for a McChicken, if it's cheap to eat, people are going to go there. Now, I know people complain about McDonald's and McChicken's like $3 or $4 now, but it's still relatively affordable compared to things like Chipotle, where a burrito is like $15, or Cava, where a bowl is like $15. You could still go to McDonald's and get something for under $10, or multiple things for under $10 if you were really, really hungry. It's another one of those kind of all-weather stocks. It insulates your portfolio. It has a great dividend. And since 2008, the stock is up 459%. We close out the list with another car company. It was Honda Motor Company. It was $19.15 per share. Same mindset as Toyota. Reliable cars that are built to last. Honda stock has just never done well. It's $30.82 today. That is a 58% gain. So not great, but you can see every single stock has done numbers that was on my wish list. And I just wanted to show you the thought process of someone who's now been investing for over 20 years. But even back then, when I was early 20s and hadn't been investing very long, I was thinking long term, and I was thinking, mostly with the exception of the gym stock that was just there for funsies, high quality companies that I thought for various reasons would make it through a recession, benefit during a recession, and then recover long term.